Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. I have another Transformers Robots in Disguise review for you today. This is Autobot Ratchet. Unfortunately, I'm really behind on the show, so I'm not 100% sure if he shows up in the show, but I think he does. I thought I heard that he would be coming to the show at some point. Here he is on the side. Now, as you can probably tell just by taking a close look, he's a heavily kind of repainted, retooled version of Strongarm. But I still think he looks pretty excellent. Here is the instructions for transformation on the side. Robot mode, alt mode. Robots in Disguise doesn't really have a whole lot going on in the back of their packaging. But we'll go ahead, we'll pop them out, and we'll take a closer look. Alright, so here is Ratchet out of the packaging, and I think he looks pretty good. But one thing I do want to note right out the package is he is mistransformed. He comes mistransformed in the package. And you could probably be noticing at first, like, why is his shoulder articulation so weird? And it feels like this back piece is really in the way. And the problem is you have to open this piece, and the shoulders actually need to rotate 90 degrees forward, which is kind of easier said than done. I don't know why it's so difficult on mine. I'm wondering if it's just like tight joints or something. But you can see these two gray pieces here, and they're supposed to rotate down. And then once you do that, you can rotate the arms down like this, and for some reason these shoulder ball joints are just really tight on mine. So once you have this, and I think this gray piece and this gray piece are on the same piece, so you have to rotate them at the same time. But then once you have that done, you can fold it back up, and then you can see you can get so much more articulation out of the arm. Now the only problem is when I try to move mine on the ball joint, it wants to move this piece back up. But I think over time, the ball joint will get looser. I just kind of have to, play with it more. But that really makes a difference. And now I think the robot mode looks really nice. I love the head sculpt. They did such a nice job. It's so reminiscent of Prime Ratchet, which this show is a continuation of. And it just looks really nice. Nice silver paint, blue eyes, the red crest, all looks really nice. You get the sticker on the chest for the app game if you decide to scan it and play that. So yeah, articulation-wise, now that the shoulders are in the correct position, you do have a swivel up and down as well as the ball joint here where it hits the shoulder. You have this swivel of the kind of gray piece for the elbow, but then you kind of have a second elbow here at the actual elbow. So that's kind of like a, I don't know, bicep elbow. It's kind of weird. But it's mostly for the transformation. You do have swivel here at the waist, the hip is on a ball joint, you have thigh swivel, and then you have pretty much 90 degrees in the knee. Nothing in the foot or ankle, that's one solid piece. But overall, I like the design of them. In robot mode, I like the red paint here on the feet and the shins. I like the bit of gray here in the middle, I think that really breaks it up. And now that I have the shoulders correctly transformed, a lot of nice articulation. These back pieces, if you want to put the wings out, you can. If you want to kind of fold them up a little bit so they're hidden to get kind of a more like Prime or G1 Ratchet feel, you can certainly do that as well. It comes with these two guns that are just solid white. I wish they were kind of a different color, maybe black or red or something, because they really just kind of bleed in. But you can tell this guy is mostly white plastic, so that was probably the cheapest option. But they're nice. I mean, they're decent guns. He wields them very easily, so that's nice. Gonna take them out. I don't believe they combine in any fashion. No, they don't. So put them off to the side. But I have to say, I loved the Prime Ratchet figure so much. That was a really well designed and just excellent looking figure. And when I knew this was going to be just kind of a retool and a repaint of Strongarm, I wasn't super excited for it. But I definitely think it came together and, they pulled it off a lot nicer than I expected. It exceeds my expectations, I should say. I kind of like the look of him with the wings. Kind of almost like a Prowl and Ratchet kind of feel altogether. But overall, I think it's a pretty solid robot mode. The transformation is pretty simplistic and very similar to Strongarm if you're familiar with that at all. You can start by turning the waist 180 degrees, and then you can flip out these panels here that are on the inside of the legs, and they will rotate around and then peg in up there. So they do a full 180. rotate around like that. And then you can actually sandwich the legs together. And that's going to form the back of the vehicle mode there. You can come up to this and open up the chest. And then you're going to have to rotate those shoulders back up as I showed you before. It's a little bit easier to get them to go up. And I think over time, in general, it's just going to be easier to rotate them up. So you can see this whole gray piece here and here is what I rotated up. So you kind of have to like pull them out a little bit because I think they're kind of clipped. It's one of those deals where like they rotate down until they hit a groove and they click in. So if you kind of rotate these down for robot mode, but then you can see it rotates it up like that. And you're definitely going to need them rotated up like this for the vehicle mode. So bringing this back down, you can then just fold this down and you can see that there are 2 tab holes right there and then 2 tabs right there and there. So that clicks in pretty nicely. And you can see you got the whole top red section of the, what I assume is his ambulance. Like I said, I haven't seen the show yet. But then you can fold down. You can kind of get these in position and rotate these and just kind of fit the panels all together. You can see the vehicle mode is pretty much taking shape at this point. So once you get the panels all lined up, it'll all kind of click. And then what you're going to do is come to the front here. And these panels will actually rotate down to form the front of the truck / ambulance. And they'll tab together. And then you just rotate this up and it kind of covers the head and forms the front of the vehicle here. Again, it's just lining up panels. Once you have that done, you have your ambulance / SUV mode. It's not bad. Mine has a lot of these like little red flecks of paint around, which kind of makes it seem a little cheap, almost like a kid colored on it with a crayon or something like that. Oop, there we go. Get that all short up. Overall, I really like the design of the car. I just wish it had a little bit more paint. I mean, the red on the top is nice, and the red down here is nice. But I really would have loved like a nice Autobot symbol right here, or maybe up here, even if it was just a sticker. You can see that there's an outline for one right there, but they didn't bother to put a sticker or paint it on there, so that's kind of a bummer. Even if they would have just painted the rest of the windows black, just so they continue to cross, would have been nice. Wheels are kind of not super cheap, but definitely thinner plastic, and they're kind of hollow inside. But it rolls pretty well. As you can see, very hollow underneath. Very hollow inside. You can definitely store the weapons right in here. Super easily. Just peg the handles into these big circular peg holes. So very easy to do. But yeah, I don't know. Just the lack of paint and the fact that he's so hollow in vehicle mode makes him seem a little cheap. He's not really. He's kind of normal for a Robots in Disguise toy, but I don't know. It definitely gives a kind of a cheap feel, just being all white with no paint and the really hollow feeling underneath. But I really do like the design of this kind of ambulance / truck. And that's the thing. If it's supposed to be an ambulance, maybe like they like to draw those like the meter going across for like a pulse machine or a heart monitor, where like the line goes and then has the blip for the heartbeat. They kind of like to draw that symbol. That would have been perfect right there, even just a sticker or paint either. They could have put that on both sides and then maybe color in the window. Something, maybe a nice Autobot symbol right there. Maybe a couple stickers could really fix this guy up. Overall, he's just really white. So overall, I would say that I like Ratchet. I definitely like the robot mode more than the vehicle mode. I don't not like the design of the vehicle mode. It just definitely needs some kind of stickers or paint or something to just kind of make it pop. I actually missed a point of articulation where the swivel is here for the elbow. There's actually a swivel this way as well. So that's kind of nice. It allows you to kind of get him in this pose. The shoulder thing is also kind of a bummer in robot mode. Once you get it transformed, it really fixes the shoulder articulation problem, and there, you know, it fixes it basically. There's no problem after you get it in there. But the ball joints on mine are so tight that when I try to move the arm, it's constantly trying to rotate the shoulders back. And that's probably just mine. I don't think every single one is going to be like that. It's just a question of, you know, or I should say just bad luck to get a really super tight ball joint. It happens from time to time. If I really wanted, I could shave it down with some sandpaper or something like that. But then I worry about getting it too loose, and I'll go the other way. In any case, once you get the shoulders transformed properly, it really fixes the figure. And if you are lucky enough to get one that has the appropriate strength of ball joint, he's definitely really fun. I really end up liking him more than I thought I would, because I wasn't expecting much with him being just a retool, especially coming off the Transformers Prime Ratchet, with this is the same character, and that toy was so great. But they pulled it off. I definitely think he's fun. I love the way the legs transform, where the kind of hood of the thing completely hides inside the inside of the leg. I think that's really smart, and I think it's a really fun bit of the transformation. The other thing that's nice is his transformation is fairly simple. You can really convert him from one to the other pretty quickly, as long as you can navigate the shoulders well. So, ultimately, I think he's fun, especially if you can find him on sale or something. He's totally worth picking up. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'd like to hear your opinions. Please like and share this video, and please subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you've enjoyed this look at Robots in Disguise Autobot Ratchet. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching.